This is ESPN on ABC.
Welcome to NBA Countdown, presented by Papa John's.
It's gonna be poetic justice. We love playing Denver.
They don't like us, and they know we don't like them.
I'm super bad.
Oh, he delivers a big one. Incredible! What a play for Anthony Edwards.
They have no answer for him.
Rivalries are big in our game, and I embrace those matchups.
Rematch against the Celtics will be fun.
The Boston Mirage continues. Come on! That's what the Mavericks are looking for.
When you play Golden State, you don't have an opportunity to relax.
LBJ! Look out! Bang! Curry from downtown!
I'm super bad.
Well, if that doesn't get you fired up, Stephen A. is here too. 3 fabulous matchups and 3 fabulous analysts joining me here in our Los Angeles studios. Stephen A. Smith, Bob Myers, Kendrick Perkins, I'm Malika Andrews. What fun lighting in here to start the day, because today is the final day of NBA Rivals Week, gentlemen. There's no better way to end this week than the clash that has defined the last 10 years. LeBron James versus Steph Curry, and that is our nightcap. It may not be the NBA Finals 4 years in a row, Stephen A., but these matchups, they're still appointment TV, right? The last time they faced off on Christmas, LeBron James put up 30 and 10. Steph scored 17 of his game-high 38 points in the fourth quarter, including 2 threes in the last 15 seconds to tie it. But then Austin Reeves right here. Remember, he would go on to hit the game winner, give the Lakers a 2-point win. And let's hope that we get another game like that today in their 54th meeting all time. Bob, you saw this rivalry close up. Maybe what makes it different is the longevity. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's 10 points.
Take it away.
10 wins.
All right, thanks a lot, Malika. Welcome, everyone, to Minneapolis, where the old adage goes, revenge is a dish best served cold. Well, that sets the stage for the Denver Nuggets, folks, because it's 9 degrees outside. They're ready to serve up a cold dish of revenge and atonement against Minnesota. Welcome to a special edition of NBA Saturday Primetime on ABC, presented by Wingstop, in our game between the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves, part of NBA Rivals Week. Anthony Edwards, one of the most imperious, indomitable scorers in the NBA this year, and the behemoth of a man, Nikola Jokic, the 3-time MVP, doing historical things on the court right now. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones, courtside, along with Tim Legler. Katie George tapping in just a moment. Let's start with Denver. They've won 4 consecutive games, Tim, playing their best basketball of the season, and Nikola Jokic, the 3-time MVP, is playing his best basketball of the season, which is saying a lot.
Well, let me get this straight. 3 MVPs in a title, and he was just getting started, apparently, because you can make a case that Nikola Jokic has never been as good as he is right now. This month, this season, you see the numbers that he's putting up, but I think more importantly, it's what he has done to trigger this team overall offensively. Lead the league in fast break points, lead the league in points in the paint, #1 in field goal percentage, and it's because Nikola Jokic has his fingerprints over every aspect of the game. None more important than his playmaking for teammates, and when it's going right, Mark, things like this happening.
Come on now.
Wait, is that a familiar face? I see sitting courtside, looking a little downtrodden.
Stunned by those shots that have been going in, but you know what? One of the best stories in the NBA this year is on that bench for Denver, Katie.
Yeah, Mark, there's no denying that Russell Westbrook has been a great fit in Denver. Michael Malone says his on-court play and chemistry with Nikola Jokic and his teammates has been outstanding, but his impact goes well beyond that. Malone said this team has had a lot of success. They won a championship, but he said players, they're quiet. They're too nice. He said Jokic, he leads by example. He picks his spots. Jamal Murray, he leads by example, picks his spots. Westbrook doesn't pick his spots. He's on all the time. Malone said being a great leader is hard. You have to do the right thing every single day. Westbrook is the hardest working player, loudest guy in the gym. He holds every single player on this roster accountable. Denver needed that edge, that toughness. They found it, Mark, in the 17-year vet.
Great story for the Denver Nuggets and league-wide. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Timberwolves They defeated these Denver Nuggets in the first meeting between these two teams. Front and center, as always, Anthony Edwards, always putting highlights to his long reel. But, Tim, he's added another element to his game now, too.
Yeah, pretty good reason to tune in on a Saturday afternoon. Not just Jokic and Westbrook. How about this guy? One of the most entertaining players in the NBA. And Anthony Edwards, like Jokic, you make an argument, he's playing his best basketball offensively right now in the month of January. And this is what he brings to the table, the explosive downhill athletic ability at the rim. He is their primary focal point almost every trip offensively, but he's added this year, Mark, the ability to knock down threes off the dribble. No team has played in more close games or lost more close games than Minnesota. Anthony Edwards trying to turn that around today.
Anthony Edwards and the Nuggets head-to-head again. We'll be back with the opening tip-off in just a moment.
NBA Saturday Primetime on ABC is presented by Wingstop. Bring the flavor. This presentation of NBA Saturday Primetime presented by Wingstop will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
It started small and grew into a worldwide wonder.
I decided a long time ago, I would write my own chronicle.
Pushing up through the Earth's crust, roots are deep, no borders to keep.
You know it starts with a piece. Give it time, let it breathe instead of suffocating crazy dreams.
The hardwood stage is where visions grow, fed by the rhythm shared on the global beat.
When it was time, piece by piece.
From the City of Lights to the Golden State, every branch is story.
Ready. Keep stacking high. Piece by piece.
Around the world, it's a game we celebrate.
Piece by piece.
Welcome, everyone, to Minneapolis. Here at Target Center, a game that has been highly anticipated and hotly debated for several days now. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on Nikola Jokic, the three-time MVP, and the Denver Nuggets in a rematch of last year's Western Conference semifinals. Let's take a look at today's starting lineups delivered by Taco Bell. First up for Denver, Westbrook and Murray in the backcourt. Christian Brown remains in the starting lineup. Aaron Gordon coming off the bench for now. We'll talk about that later. Porter Jr. and Joker on the front line. Meanwhile, for the home crew, it'll be Conley and Edwards in the backcourt. Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, the newest member of the New York Knicks, and Rudy Gobert on the front line for Minnesota, who comes into this game with an overall record of 23-21, just 10-10 at home, 8th place in the Western Conference. Meanwhile, the Nuggets 14-8 on the road, 4th in the West. They've won 12 of their last 15 games. Mark Jones courtside along with Tim Legler, Katie George joining us in just a moment. Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves coming off an impressive road win against Dallas a few days ago. But last year at this time, Tim, this team was battling for the #1 spot in the entire Western Conference. It's a different story.
Different story, different makeup, different chemistry, a different season altogether. Fortunately, plenty of time to go to continue to find that rhythm, and we know what Denver's doing right now coming in. This is the best they've played all season.
Gobert and Joker at the midcourt circle, and we're underway.